Radio, where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio. Where the world of hip hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to plane. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, S.I. Sean, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Whoop, 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 whoop. What's going on, y'all?
We are in the place to be.
You already know what
Let's
it is,
go.
man. It's the bearded one here.
S.I. Sean, baby.
Now we get down, man. Shout out to my guy Draco. He's tuned in early. What's good?
Let's
You already see where we going with this one, man. Early. First off, shout out to everybody who's rocking with us, paying attention.
100%.
You already know what it is, man.
Mhm.
Ah, man, what a day, what a day, what a day.
Absolutely, son. It's always a battle to get in here, son.
fact. That's
One way or another, it's a battle, son, all the time.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. But we here today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta remind cats like this. So today's gonna be a good show.
Yeah.
Got a couple things lined up or whatever.
Mhm.
Definitely gonna be talking about a couple things. Talk
Yeah.
about mind the type off. It's gonna get interesting here today. You already know how we get down, man. It's the bearded one here.
Let's do it, man.
Got S.I. Sean in the building.
Factory.
Let's go. With
Yo.
that being said, man, what's up?
You know, I wanted to say yesterday morning, my way in, right? I came across this white type R, son, FK8.
Tremendous.
Yeah, so he was moving it though. Clean though. It was nice though. It was nice. It was hot, son. It's hot. It's always good to see something like that out in the wild, man. It's
That's a
always
fact.
good, son. Always good.
That is a fact.
Oh, another one I seen one like your color, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he took the wing off. What do you think about
I'm
that?
not doing that. It's not a type R. I don't know nobody who's gonna take the wing off a type. Like, why do that? You might as well just
Yo, hold on, wait. But remember, they came out with a wingless one, right?
no.
They dropped
Shout out to my guy Dave. Which one?
They dropped the wingless one.
When did it come to America?
I think so. Yeah, I think what is it? Maybe the 2021 or something like that. 2020 had a wingless version. Absolutely.
Yo, shout out to Draco. Yo, shout out to Draco. He said real
go.
quick. He said, you ever had a homie that helped you with the whip, but a good percentage of his info is wrong? Hog you down.
He said, "Good
And when you
percentage."
show and prove, he's like, okay, that's the way.
That's wild right there, son. That's wild.
That is hilarious. I think we all got one of those.
Mhm,
Everybody, yo, you know what? That's the thing about automotive knowledge, kids. Shout out to Dolph Spalding in
Yeah.
the building. You already know what it is. That's how it be sometimes, son. You think you know, and that's the thing. Like when it comes to like car specific,
Yeah.
sometimes. Damn, that is hilarious.
Nah, that's definitely
That
joke.
had me in full stitches just now. He was like, yo, you had a homie that be getting stuff wrong all the time. Yeah, well, at least he picking up the wrench, man.
It's a
Can't
good
be-
percentage though. Like that's wild. So I seems like more than 80.
Yeah. But he's picking up the wrench, though. He's helping you
Yeah,
out.
that
man.
matters, right? That matters.
That definitely matters because
Factory.
some cats just look, yo, y'all want to laugh, man. I had a homeboy, matter of fact, it remained nameless, man. You
Yeah.
could be breaking your back.
Yeah.
He be-
Pause.
Pause.
Yeah.
He be over there trying to work on the car, and he be like this on his phone, like, damn, can you at least pass me the wrench, my guy? Like, that is hilarious, yo. Shout out to everybody who's
Oh,
tuned
shit.
in, man. You already know how we get down, man. It's the
Oh,
bearded
shit,
one
son.
here.
Let's do it, man.
No one say
It's
shout to
happening, son.
everybody, man. It's rocking out here
Factory,
today,
son.
man. Word up. That is hilarious.
Damn, son.
But today we talking about modding the type off. That will be
Mhm.
very interesting. It's gonna be a very interesting conversation. But we
Yeah.
do got some news, some breaking news and stuff like that. There's stuff that's going on out here in the automotive world
Yeah.
that we just want everybody to know about. Oh man, and let me tell you, kid,
Mm-hmm.
the drive-in today was pretty.
Yeah.
It was good today, man. I ain't have no issues with nobody.
Oh, for real? Nobody, no rundowns, none?
Nah, nobody tried to run
Oh,
down
shit.
that crazy. I think that was the best part, man. I'm like, yo, y'all cats got to get out the way, man. Word up. I got somewhere to be.
Nah,
man.
I hear
Word.
that. I hear that.
Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You tuned in on Facebook. If you tuned in, yo, don't forget, tell your people, man. Tell your people to tune
Absolutely.
in. We love
when we get people that tune in that actually love cars, and even if you don't love cars, you want to hear the news, you just want to hear us. You know
Absolutely,
man.
yeah.
You know where to find us, man.
Always
You know where to find us.
appreciate
We're gonna make sure we put it out there. You can follow us on Instagram. Ooh, at the bottom, man. There you see that. You can follow us on YouTube at Gutterball Rally.
Yeah.
You know where to find us. That is actually hilarious. I'm still laughing at that a little bit. He said, yo, you ever had that homeboy that just everything be wrong? But I mean, at least he pick up the wrench. Damn, that is hilarious. I find that hilarious, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
That's interesting.
It is, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. Shout out to my guy, Militime NYC's in the building. Shout out to Darth Sport. He said, rest in peace to the two ladies who lost control of the drop top vet on Staten Island Expressway last week. Wow. Oof.
Sheesh.
How they do that?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Rest in peace to them.
100%.
I hope rest in peace to them, man. You know, a warning that these things are not toys.
Yeah, 100%.
They're not toys, man. You can get hurt quick, fast if you don't know what you're doing. I always hearken it to like when I was riding my motorcycle, I'll be like, yo, you know what?
When was that?
You could, yo, you know, you're a funny guy, man. This dude, I done been off my bike longer than he been on his bike. And he's like, yo, last time, come on, man. Yeah. I will say this, however, right? You could get yourself in a bad situation quick.
You know what I'm learning about him, son? Like, you're 100% right. I remember I went to go do a lane change. It was last week Saturday, right? Early morning. Yo, so I went to do a lane change. Next thing I know, I was right up on a bumper of this car, son.
Yeah.
Quick,
fast.
Like crazy quick. I was like, oh nah, this is like it get crazy, son.
Yep.
Yo.
You could make a mistake real quick. And not only that, the perception is like everybody's like, oh, you know, when you're on a motorcycle, you know what you're doing. No, there's a lot of people out there who don't know. And it's like they really have no idea how to get themselves out of a jam. You have people that's behind the wheel that don't know what they're doing, and they driving these high-end sports cars and stuff like that.
That's very true. Because you know what, like you said, man, like situations change rapidly.
Yes.
It goes from, oh, yo, I can see what's happening to yo, I don't know what's going on. My perception is shot at this point. It's done.
That's a fact. And it happens all the time.
Hell yeah, it does. And that's the problem, man. Like, not for none, we jump behind these machines making quite a bit of power, or not even quite a bit of power, and we just lose focus. I feel like we lose, like, yo, this could go left. How much are we really paying attention to what's happening right now?
Yeah,
I think that happens a lot.
I think ultimately, like I said, rest in peace to them. But it's 100%. Like, yeah, I just hate to hear that, because it's like, you know what, man, they didn't go out there for that.
Yeah.
They didn't go, you know, they just went out there to have a little bit of fun. And at the end of the day, man, these cars, these bikes, they'll let you know when you mess up. Like I said, I hearken it to like dealing with any kind of animal.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you know, you see people all the time, lion tamers and stuff like that. They be out there cracking the whip and pointing the chair and stuff like that. But you have to, because the minute you drop your guard,
and that's what I mean, though,
you finish.
You just said it correctly. That's exactly what I mean. The moment you lose focus on what you're doing, forget about it, huh?
That's a fact.
Forget about it.
That's a fact. Shout to Draco. Shout to Darth Spalding. Shout to Militime NYC. You know, we getting in today, man. We talking all kind of mess today. But the first thing we're gonna talk about, first off, we're gonna shout out Ace One. Shout to Ace One. Happy birthday to Ace One.
Let's go, Ace.
Shout to Ace One. He's out here. If he's listening, happy birthday, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Stay blessed, B.
That's definitely a good thing, you know, to clap it up about. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, we got a couple other things. One, I am having a hard time. Like, I see why a guy can have 3 or 4 cars and not one of them be finished.
Damn.
I totally get it now. Because now I'm at the point where I started to mod. Like, let me not say mod. I've purchased parts for the Type R. And I don't want to spoil it, but we really got to jump into the show.
Yeah.
I purchased parts for the Type R. Now, for those that don't know, I got a 2019 Asian Blue Honda Civic Type R. And that's also the picture that you see on the cover that we just did. And, you know, I drove it stock for a year. Let me just give it a little bit of a rundown. We just don't jump right into the show. I'm going to give it a little bit of a rundown. Now, when I bought the Type R, I was, in fact, looking I was going to get a Hellcat prior to that. And everybody asked me that, yo, how did you go from a Hellcat to a Type R?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Because I had got to a point where, the Hellcat was out of reach. They just wanted too much. And I just said, I'm not doing it.
And
I'm not
brand new though, really though.
Yeah, I was going to, the Hellcat I wanted brand new.
Yeah.
The Type R was another car that I had always wanted, but I had never really searched. So when I started searching, shout out to Draco. So I started really searching, right? And I started to realize, like, these are hard to find too, but they was way more in the affordable range. Even in the used, I just wasn't going over 50. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that, right? So I go and I go and I start searching it out and I find this one. Shout out to Draco. He said, you disrespecting the CRX.
Damn.
Automotive adultery.
Sheesh.
Yo. I will say that though, but nah, she actually got some things coming too. But the fact that she's drivable, and not saying the CRX doesn't start and drive, but it's just it's a totally different animal. So I go get the Type R, right? Now, when I get the Type R, about 2 weeks later, we go to the Dragon's Tail, right? Take the Type R to the Dragon's Tail, and the car is handling like a dream. And it's raining, and I'm talking about the road trip down to the Dragon's Tail, after the Dragon's Tail, everything, right? And I'm just like, I don't know if we could make this car better. It's always been a thing for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to touch the car and ruin it. CRX is a little different.
Yeah.
The CRX, to me, she's way over. The car got like 200,000 miles when I bought it. You know what I'm saying? And when I started to purchase the parts, I'm like, these parts are upgrade that is necessary because the stock parts is shot.
Yeah.
When I bought the CRX, it was already slammed to the floor with E-base suspension. Crazy. They didn't change the rear lower control arms.
Yeah.
The valve cover gasket is leaking, but then there's other little things that's going on with the car too. Like there was interior leakage, all kind of stuff that's going on with this car. And for those that don't know, right, it's an older vehicle, 1988. So she takes a little bit more massaging than the Type R would. So at the end of the day, obviously, you driving the Type R, you're gonna be like, yo, you doing everything to it. But now I'm getting into modding it.
Okay.
Right? And the CRX is due for some stuff. Y'all talk about that car a lot. Wait till y'all see some of the things that I got going on with that. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube because we're gonna have regular videos on that. But I've copped 3 different things, right? I've copped a new front mount intercooler for my Type R.
Okay.
Right? Because we all know, well, now we all know, but cooling is an issue on that car.
Okay.
So then I bought the PRL intake.
Okay.
Right? Now these parts are not cheap.
Yeah.
Right? Then pause, I bought the front pipe. Hey, yo. Right? Now the front pipe is the part that it hooks to the down pipe. It's in the middle between the exhaust and the down pipe. Right? Shout to my guy Keith Franklin. What's going on, brother?
Let's go.
Everything is good, man. Shout to him. So I bought the front pipe. Now I'm looking to get the down pipe, titanium charge pipe.
Yeah.
A new intercooler piping setup, 2.5 inch. Right? The exhaust. Still debating on the titanium versus stainless steel. Shout to Draco. He said Type R is the church girl. CRX the girl pulling up a skirt. The church window.
He's wilding.
Yeah, I hear y'all, man. I hear y'all. So now it's like when it comes to modding this car. And I've seen thousands of them.
Yeah.
I've not thousands, but I've seen hundreds of them modded on YouTube, and they doing different things.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I wonder if they happy with what they did.
Mm.
Like, do they feel like they added too much and took away from something, or did they take away from something and not put it back? Like, that's a worry for me. So it's just crazy how it is.
So you think it's a line somewhere though that you could cross?
I think it's definitely a line when it comes to tuning. When it comes to modifying your car.
Yeah.
My thing is, can I build it better than what Honda did? Can I improve on what Honda did?
And I think that's very important, son.
And when I look at it, I think the only places where I could really improve, it's like power.
For real?
Oh, yeah. 306 horsepower from the factory.
Okay.
295 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay.
Right? Which is great for a car that size.
Yeah.
But I really feel like if I'm making about 450 horsepower to the wheels, I'm unstoppable.
Yeah.
Nobody's walking. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal. My goal is 450 horsepower with this Type R.
Yeah.
And that's a very attainable.
Yeah.
And that's bolt-ons. Right? Here's the question. Why does it cost so damn much?
I guess that's the question.
Oh my goodness, it costs a lot of money to do just to get that. And that's just that.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about aesthetics, things that I want to change. Wheels, obviously. You know what I'm saying? There's other things that got to be done.
Yeah.
But for those that's asking, the CRX it takes a lot more than what you guys think.
Yeah.
It's a lot more involved and a lot more meaning. I got a Type R K20 for this CRX. And everybody's like, oh, you know, people dropping K20s in these cars all the time. But they doing it. They homeboy got a shop. I'm doing this in my backyard. And on top of that, you going 5 lug. I'm going 5 lug for the CRX. So that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
We talking about I need this car to be on a lift. But she will get done. There's other things that are being done to the car right now outside of the engine swap, because there's other things. First off, the other engine has to come out.
Yep.
The other engine has to come out, and all of the interior, all of the engine bay parts, everything got to come out. It has to be, except for your obviously your brakes.
Yeah.
Your brakes are not coming out. You can actually push your harness into the inside. You know, you have your engine harness and your circuit board and everything right there. You can push that back into the car. The for the fuses. Yeah. Your fuse box. Push all of that back into the car. But it has to be totally naked in there. Damn. Because none of that stuff you're using. Then you got to redo your fuel system. Because it's a returnless fuel system. So now your fuel system has to be redone. And here is the biggest part. Of this is that now a lot of these parts are gone. So if you go to K-Tune, if you go to Hybrid, I go to all of these places to look for K-Swap parts. They don't make them for the CRX. Now it's more or less 92 to 95. You got to be you have to modify parts that you buy. Imagine, like, you think when you go to get something, you shouldn't have to modify.
Nah, it should be ready to go.
Nah, it's not that.
Damn.
Trust me.
So you trying to say it's a lot easier to work on a Type R than sit there and continue to dive on that?
Nah,
at the moment.
I will say this. It's like working out with dumbbells. When you working out with dumbbells, you working both arms solo, right? And both arms are their own project. That's it. You working out. If you working out with a dumbbell in your left arm is probably gonna be stronger than your right. Pause if you don't work the right arm, right? Yeah. So that's what's happening. I'm trying to work the left arm and the right arm. You feel what I'm saying? Got you. It is what it is. This is the problems when you have multiple projects, multiple cars, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I wanted to bring it to our crew today.
Yeah.
What modifying are you doing? And please, we got the phone lines wide open, 516-206-0711. What modifying are you doing? And whatever you're doing, do you feel like you're making the car better or worse? Or does it matter to you?
That's a good one.
A lot of people don't care. I've seen dudes chop up CRXs on the inside, put an H22 in there. It could never put another engine in there again, but they don't care. It's a drag car. Is that what you're making? And that's where modding. Shout to Draco. He said, "Oh Lord, this tuning is kicking my butt. I may have to pay SK to do it." Yeah, long-term Geo. Shout to Miller. That's what it is, and that's what it's coming down to. So, just to get into it a little bit, Mishimoto front mount intercooler upgrade, right?
Nice.
PRL upgraded piping because the Mishimoto intercooler I got for cheap. Not cheap. I got it brand new, but it was used. They didn't send the second box with the intercooler pipe, and they don't have it. And I'm like, you know what? Even if I buy PRL's intercooler pipe, and I still come out on top because the Mishimoto itself is about $1,300. I got this for $500.
Oh, no,
so I'm
works.
like, well, if I could buy the intercooler piping for $350, I came off at $850 versus $1,200. So that's where I'm at right now. I know I'm pausing it out. So now, right? That's one thing. Like I said, the PRL intake. Now, when you buy the PRL intake, you could get the street or the race math sensor. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go with street because I don't know what's gonna happen with racing as far as passing the missions. So, and that's another thing. You start modding, these things don't pass. All of this is an issue. Right, and this is why I'm talking about it. I want all of this is a real car guy conversation.
Can't exclude the females though. Can't exclude them.
Can't exclude the females either. Real car gals. This is getting down. So now, right, the PRL intake is there. Right now, they have all kind of different options for this car. You have a PRL drop-in 600 turbo. That's the TD 600 turbo. Drop right in. That is the end game for me. I want that upgraded fuel system, right? 3-inch down pipe, pause, the front pipe, 3-inch pause. And I'm most likely gonna go with the Tanabe titanium exhaust with the burnt tips. Sheesh.
Damn.
I mean, we could pause it up all day. This is getting wild.
It's definitely getting out of hand.
Shout to Draco. He said, there is no tomorrow. Like, do it. But here we go. Turbo 2,500.
But you know, once you upgrade that turbo, son, you're gonna be over that 450.
Oh, that's
that's
good for 600.
Damn.
But now you're talking about internals, you're talking about fuel, you're talking about, I'm telling you, this is why I'm bringing it to my guys, man, and girls. We bringing it out here to the guys and gals. Because I feel like it's time to really start telling people what I'm doing. What we doing as Rally Radio, as Gutter Ball Rally. Modding a Type R or modding any car for that reason, it's not easy.
Nah, son, it's not.
And it just makes you wonder, like, are you mounted? That sounds like a lot of cheese. You ain't lying, Miller. It ain't cheap, bro. Is modding a car, it's worth it. But I don't want to ruin it. And this is why I say, like, even with the CRX is an older car. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, what? I think at the end of the day, outside of driving it, taking it out clean, having a good spirited drive with it, I'm struggling to find a purpose for the car.
I got to ask you, so you remember how that car drops, obviously?
Yes, I do.
Right?
And one thing I remember about that car is that, one, it could be anything that you want it to be.
Okay.
It really could. Now, as far as like handling wise, like when my other CRX, I had a turbo B18 in it. So the turbo B18, it would spin tires in third. So you gotta be careful with that too. But it's like, you know, I think you ultimately want to know the purpose.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
And I struggle with the purpose, but continue on. What's about that?
I was gonna ask you, like, do you think when you done with the CRX, engine in, 5-lug setup, all kind of crazy Kevlar carbon, do you think you're gonna lose whatever it is that you remember from how it used to drive, or you think you enhancing that?
Nah, I think I'm gonna lose it.
See, that's what I mean. Like,
because I'm gonna tell you, when I had my other CRX, it was by far. I had such I was younger. I had a great time with that car. I expect more of it out of a car now. And trust me. Reliability is also a thing. I can't take this thing on the road trips on the rallies that we want to go on.
Yeah.
We talking about going to Canada for Import Fest. We talking about driving to Las Vegas for SEMA. That is on the table.
Yeah.
And it's not really the bread. Shout them all. He says, stop looking at the money because you'll never get it done. Close your eyes and imagine being on an open road. Imagine how it makes you feel at that moment and swipe the card. It's easy to say.
You're more than like, do it.
But reliability also.
100%. 100%.
And I feel like that Type R is like just taking it on that one road trip. I was like,
So that's the thing with reliability. I feel like once you start, starting to do a little work to it, you start compromising a little bit of reliability. Now.
Of course.
Because not for nothing, that was Honda's big kick with the SI. They's like, yeah, we want it to be as reliable as possible.
Facts.
So we're not even gonna go crazy on it.
Facts.
So that had me thinking, like, when you really start putting work on, you really start compromising on reliability. And it's like, where you compromising it at?
Right.
The engine, suspension, brakes. Where are you really going with it? So I see what you're saying, though, like, as far as the reliability is concerned.
Reliability, and trust me, that's also part of it.
And that's hard to really get good power and still have it reliable.
You got to buy it. In my opinion, I know that sounds hilarious, but you got to buy it. That's the only way I can see it.
Damn.
You tune or modify any car, it's going to be tough to have both.
Nah, that is. And
you buy it.
Yeah.
It's there.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
And it's funny, somebody put up a video in the group. Somebody put you just bought a Hellcat for $80,000 so I could bust your head. Of course you're going to bust my head. You pay $80,000. Yeah. Yeah. I know it sounds unfair, but life is unfair.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Shout them all. And he said, I just bought 2,700 paperweight and I have to spend another $2,000 so the paperweight will work properly in my car. Whew. I know the feeling. And that's a lot. And I think when it comes to modifying something, you want to make sure, and that's the thing, you just want to make sure you go down the right path. Let me tell you, this is why this is always a constant not struggle with me.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go wrong.
Yeah, you don't start straying away. 100%.
I would say at the end of the day, and like I said, cars in the air. There is no turning back.
Damn.
Cars in the air. Engine harness is unbolted on the CRX.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I bought a battery to start the car to see if it ran. So when I take that ZC swap that's out, I could sell it.
Yeah.
I'm letting that go. It's happening.
Damn.
That's it. There's no turning back.
Nah, that's it then.
So it's like, know what? As of right now for the CRX, and for those that are asking, as of right now for the CRX, I have full coilovers.
Bam.
All strut tower bars, right? This is just suspension I'm talking about. All strut tower bars, upper, lower, rear lower ties, new rear control arms, Integra Type R, 5-lux setup around with brakes, right? All bushings replaced.
Yeah.
Right. Because this is another thing. I want to do all of this stuff while it's out the car. Because once you put it in the car, you can't. It's ridiculous, especially when it comes to the K20. So right now, I drained the old oil that was in the K20 just to look at the spec of it. Obviously, it's old, but it didn't look like milk. Damn. So I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So now. Also, I got 2 sets of wheels. I got the Advan RG1s gold with the blue lip.
You definitely got those.
And I also have the stock Integra Type R Championship white wheels.
With the red emblem in the middle?
With the red, not H though.
It's the red A.
Red A.
What? Those are fire though, son.
So it's like,
damn.
I got don't get and that's nothing. Like I said, when you get into putting this car, I had to buy an ECU because the swap didn't come with the ECU. But the Type R doesn't have that module where you need the ECU to start it. Like where you need that specific ECU. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Right, Integra. Yeah. So Miller, I took. Yeah, it's an Acura Integra. I took the it's a 5 lug from an Acura Integra Type R that I had, and you know I don't went to see the troll under the bridge many a times. Dolo. That's why I said I'm never late to a party. I'm always there early, looking around. But I did buy the 5 lug with the wheels, and this guy was that I bought the 5 lug from. He was already deep into it because he put a video up of how much he did to the suspension. Like the bushings, like when you see it, all the polyurethane bushings. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I can't wait.
I gotta ask you, is it necessary to 5 lug the rear though?
Yes, you can't 5 lug and 4 lug. You'll be in trouble.
Okay.
And remember, the real reason I bought it is for the rear because the rear is drums.
Yeah.
See, the fronts you could get hubs. You could buy the hubs, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm going all the way.
They come with axles too.
Okay, so axles is another reach for this car now, right? Because it's going to be a K20. So I can't just use B series axles. I got to use K series axles, and not only that, it doesn't make sense to put stock axles on the inside because if you're making a lot of power, which I plan to, you're going to break them. I want to keep it around 400. If I could keep that CRX to 450,
damn.
Actually, about 350, 400, because I'm not turbocharging it. It's going to be all motor.
Oh shit, that's gonna be work to get it up there at 350.
Shout to Draco. I'm gonna put the number at the bottom.
God damn.
But in the meantime, this is the plight.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, to swap, new fuel system, new cooling system. You can't use like nothing from your radiator. All that gotta go, right? You gotta obviously get a different one, right? I have to buy new under suspension. I have that already though. The radius rods that go from the front tire to the front of the car.
Yeah.
I bought the drag race one, right? Lot of different parts. Fuel system, and then tuning. Obviously, still got to get.
You're not
it
gonna
tuned.
run a second pump.
No, not gonna run a second pump. You can still get away with the Walbro with these 255.
For real?
Yes,
okay.
You can still because its intake is still strong.
Okay,
you know what I mean. You don't need. Now, if I was trying to make 1,000 horsepower, I would probably need 2. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. This is why I say. Shout to Miller. He said, but of course, not all Type Rs are created equal. That's true. Where if I had stayed B series, I'd have been better off.
Damn. Ain't nothing wrong with hopping out the window every now and again.
Riley Radio, who we got in the box?
Let's go.
What up? You know what it is? You know who it is?
Yo, what's going on, Draco? What it is?
What's happening?
Chilling. First time caller, long time listener.
Appreciate that.
Go, 100%.
Yeah.
We got a chance. Go ahead, Draco. I'm listening.
I hear you with the setup. To it, but to do it, my man. Let's go. It's gonna get cold. Then the winter's gonna come.
Of course.
And another year's gonna pass.
Nah, I can't let another year pass. I tell you
don't
what.
Want to be like me.
trying to get to it.
Yeah,
but
it's been to get to this spot. It's been 10 years. You don't want that.
Yeah, it's been about that.
10?
You start. Yeah.
So
but
let me ask you a question, then, Draco, because I could definitely relate to you. You could relate to me because our cars are around the same time period.
Yeah.
What's some of the hills you have to climb for your project that it's like it feel like it's only you? Like only you have to deal with this. Like it's like this is ridiculous.
All right. Well, cosmetically,
okay.
Chrysler Mitsubishi no longer has left side tail lights. They got rights all out the wazoo, but no left.
So you got to dig for the left tail light. That's crazy. And I know that's going to cost. And then
once you get a tail light, everybody wants Fort Knox for it. So, the car is from 88. So a lot of these parts that people used to just junk, now they're holding on to them. So you got rollers going for like $5K.
Woo! And this is where we are. Continue on. Oh man.
Yeah, rear hatch is $700, $800. So, and you can't find them no more.
This is where we are.
The other thing is, it depends on your project what you want. Now, since I got the 2J, you know, you got to throw in that drift tax.
Oof.
I got my tranny, the brain, and the engine.
He means the manual.
1800.
Yeah, I was hoping because
Pause.
he was spinning everybody.
No, I'm messing with you.
Oh my, yeah. Pause.
tranny
He said, I got the tranny. Nah, I'm playing. Yeah, continue. I'm messing with you.
But when I got those, it cost me $1,800. Now, just the engine is buku bucks. So
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
And that's it. And the other real problem you'll have is nobody understands. Because nowadays, kids will go out and just buy one and take it to the shop and throw money at it. And then you'll hear, well, why you got to do all that to this? And why you... There's a reason. You know, so you're really alone on the island.
That is a fact.
When it's done and you roll it out, you're going to get mad oohs and ahs. And it's all worth it.
It's true.
So that was about to be my next question. Like, so is it worth it to build these older cars, these 30+ cars? Is it really worth it? Think about it. The headache, the cost.
Oh yeah, headache, blood, a lot of blood, sweat, tears. But the best thing about it is, one, nobody knows what it is, so they're gonna have a hard time stealing it. Two, insurance, you just do the bare minimal because insurance companies don't cover old cars with gap insurance and all that.
Right.
So if my baby catch fire, that's it.
Oof.
That's what I'm saying. So that goes back to that question: is it really worth it? I don't know. That's just a tough one.
But the grin you get when you on the highway is worth it.
Or what about the tears you get in the garage?
Oh yeah, that come with it. That come with it.
I will say this, Draco. We first off, shout to Draco. Round of applause,
100%,
because he pretty much like nailed it. It's like when it comes to working on these cars, these parts are hella expensive now. And he's not lying, bro.
Not at all, B.
I've spent some dollars, and now it's funny. You get people they're fabricating JDM parts now, and it's like nah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have the Honda Access window visors for my CRX. I had to chase those down with a knife, sword, bread.
That's crazy, son.
Conan style to go get them joints, right?
Wow.
Now you gotta do, we could remake them and they selling them for $50. And I'm like, I'm not putting nothing fake on my car. It's not right?
Oh man.
I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? But it's just crazy. This is where we are because it costs that much.
So let me ask you a question, Bearded.
Yes, let's go.
We have a guy in our community, the Conquest community, called Graham. He passed away.
Ooh.
But he was period specific. This man got everything from the 80s, from the Alpine phone to, I didn't even know our cars had headlight washers. They only sold them in Europe.
Yeah, but
he got
Europe.
that. Wow. So are you that period specific? Like I think I remember some Honda has a, if they're so low that the front skirts flip up automatically. Are you going to go that nuts being specific or what?
Nah, not really. So here's the thing. I'm not a period specific guy.
I mean, you got the parking pole though.
But I do have accents that'll be like a shout to the past. Like I do have the JDM front for the car. I do have the Japanese front for the car. And the reason I went with 1988 versus 89, 90, 91 is because the 88 is the size of the cars in Japan.
Right.
The 91 SI would match it as far as the brakes and things. But the 88 is the one that they repping for. Shout to Zoom for Zoom. What's popping, Zoom?
What's going on?
So I'm not period specific, or I do give an due to some of those things. Like I do have the JDM parking pole for the CRX. I do have the JDM fog lights, yellow for the, and I don't mean yellow light. I mean they cost. I do have the JDM power folding mirrors. I do have the JDM rear seat. I do have the JDM rear speakers. I have the JDM glass roof.
Are you getting?
And trust
There
me,
you go.
and Drake, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why everybody's like, yo, listen, I'm one of them kind of guys, man, that when I start, I don't want to stop. Sheesh, that sounds crazy.
There you go.
Talking crazy
There
out
you
here.
go. There
Yo.
you go. As a matter of fact, in October, I'm going to Japan.
Oh, boy, yo.
And I'm trying to go and get to that, that place that sells all the secondhand
Yes.
bottles. And I might try to bring an extra duffel bag. So if you need some stuff, let me know. I ain't bringing no engine or nothing, but if you have like a mirror that you always wanted or whatever,
Yo, Draco.
let me know.
Draco.
He got to take you up on that one. Son.
I'm really about to send you over there with like 2 bands.
I'm trying to do that whole parking lot thing that they got over there.
Damn.
See if I can find some street racing.
I'm gonna
take
tell
some pictures.
you. First off, you're gonna find it, and you may even find a conquest out there.
Yo, for real.
I wouldn't even be. Don't even be shocked. Don't even be shocked. I got look. Shout to Marlon. He said I got to get you a list. You should have never said that.
Yo,
but I will say, however, man, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Like, yo, the JDM glass roof. I'll give you a prime example. And everybody's like, yo, this is how I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to do one thing and drive it around with one thing done. I don't like doing that. Never did. I want it all. I want to pull it into the garage like Grand Theft Auto and back it out.
Yep.
Everything
Yep.
that's real though. No,
and this is
real.
why everybody's like, yo, you know what you've done? Listen, don't get me wrong. I gotta get all the parts. I hate putting together a puzzle without all the pieces. Yes,
that makes sense.
So check this.
I got a boy like that. His whole garage is just boxes.
Yo,
I say, okay, you ain't got enough to start. He said, nah, I want to do it all one shot. And I was like, okay.
I don't know what that is about me, man, but I do have mounds of parts. I'm gonna take a picture of my garage because I got tail lights, I got the JDM front, I got the JDM bumper, but the glass roof. I'll give you a prime example, right? When I first bought a glass roof, I had bought this one that I'm using. I had bought it for $1,000. I ran into one on eBay. And I don't know. I said, yo, this ain't gonna be for sale for long. Buy now.
And that was a while ago.
That was a while ago, right?
That was a little minute ago. Yeah.
Now, in the midst of that, I had it for another CRX. That's another thing. I had a CRX before this. It was red, and the red CRX was gonna get all of this treatment. Unfortunately, she met her demise in a way that it's hard for me to deal with. So she's always gonna be a car that I wish I had finished.
Yeah. 100%.
But I had about $3,500 worth of rare parts in this car as well, right? So one of those rare parts being the full interior to the JDM glass roof, the interior.
Whoa, wow.
So you already know I'm like, I can't do it without the interior. You need the interior, or you're gonna be driving around with metal roof. I'm not doing that, right?
Yeah.
Draco, I found a roof on eBay, cracked glass with the full interior. You know how much I paid for that thing? I had to go $1,500, and it was cracked.
Whoa, wow.
But I have it. And this is what I mean. Don't get it twisted. I'm out here in the war zone for the parts like this.
Yeah.
But this stuff ain't cheap. No. And this is another reason why modding the Type R just makes sense too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's practical.
Because if I just spent, let's say, $1,500 on a glass roof, $1,500 in that Type R is a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
Because it's newer parts.
But would you get the feeling looking up through the glass roof and people looking down going, yo, where'd you get that? That's the intangible you can't really quantify, you know what I mean?
Which is why I bought it. You're right.
You're
You're 100% right.
Bang.
You're 100% right. I will say this, however, and if anybody knows anybody, I need a fantastic bodyguard for this.
Fantastic. Gotta be A1.
A1 because this just can't happen. This is not somebody that's like, oh yeah, I paint cars. No. I need somebody that knows what they're doing to
out
transfer.
Long Island, I guess.
I hope, man, but I will.
It's gonna be money.
It's gonna be money. And I'm gonna tell you that getting done, JDM front getting done, you got to cut the mounts off, one of the mounts off in order to get the K in there.
Yeah.
I really sometimes feel like I should have went B series. I was gonna go B18,
Mhm.
C5, but I got such a deal on this K. I did it, and now I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah.
Would a Barra fit?
Say it again.
Would a Barra engine fit?
A Barrett engine?
Barra, the one they be using in Australia for the focuses and all that stuff.
Oh nah.
The red top. I
No.
think that's
You know what? Here's the thing. I probably could, but I could only imagine what it would take.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the only.
I mean, if you're gonna go all out, go all out.
I mean, but and then it's like my goal is to have an NA, a
Yeah.
turbo,
Mhm.
a 6, a 8. That's what I want. That's what I
hot.
want.
That's hot. That's hot.
That's what I want my garage to finish out at.
That's hot.
You
You
feel what I'm
right.
saying?
You right.
But I do hear y'all though, Draco. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. I hear y'all. And even SI will be like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
'Cause
man, come on.
I'll be chasing
got me.
parts.
You got me over here like Tyrell Biggins. You need any help with the CRX?
And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna shout to Damien. Shout to Dangerous Damien. I gotta hit him back. He did call me a little while ago. He's definitely down to come through and help.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got
Yeah,
some
man.
cats to come through and help. But I don't. It's like this is one of those kind of things. Like you just close the door. I don't really.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want help,
Mm-hmm.
but you know how
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know exactly
Totally
where
get
I'm going. You get it.
Totally, I get it.
Totally get it. It's like
I'm getting it this morning. I'm like, dude, that's not gonna work. Yeah, let's try it this way. Dude, it's not gonna work. Oh.
and then here they go. Yo, just put a screw through it, drill it through it. No, whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, nah. So
You go to get something to drink, and all of a sudden you hear in the drill. What are you doing?
yo, I was just bolting this up. That's all you got to do. Go through the. I'm not treating it any old kind of way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And and I've realized that, and it's not to knock anybody, but you know how that goes. As a car guy, I'm very, listen.
Particular.
Yes, and
Yeah.
if I'm gonna let you touch my car,
Yeah.
you got to get it right.
Yeah. 100%.
You got to get it right. It's not and it's not a knock on anybody. Like I said, like there's gonna be things I'm gonna need help with.
Yeah.
But in the beginning,
Mhm.
me
Let
and
me
the
do my
CR,
thing.
yeah, and me, and
Let me cook. Let me cook.
let me cook.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the CRX, we're gonna have a great conversation along the way.
So
You know
you
what I'm
think
saying?
about next season?
Next season, definitely next season.
All right. hold you
Definitely
to it.
next season. You know why? Because I'm so ready to drive it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
I'm so ready to drive it. Shout to Marlon. He said, and this is why I'm here by myself working on my Supra as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
I'm
Sorry.
telling you, no, it's all good. We don't no FAA we don't gotta worry about none of that, Draco. You good.
Yeah.
But I will say at the end of the day, this is one of the reasons why we even created the show.
Yeah.
100%.
Because
Do a garage tour every week. We go to somebody else's house.
listen, kid. Listen, I'm with it. Like I said, I seen Damien garage. Damien ain't playing. His garage is set up nice.
Yeah. Functional. That's hot.
Very functional.
Mm-hmm.
Very functional. You know what I'm saying? Shout to him. My garage, not so functional.
Yeah.
My garage, I got snow blowers, I got air
Yeah.
compressors, all that other stuff outside
Yeah.
of the, you know what I mean, the car stuff. So, but it's time though. It is time, and I can't wait till I could. It's just sometimes you got to be, those are the kind of things you got to do when you at peace, not when you at war.
Mm.
Right.
You
I
feel what I'm
agree. I
saying?
agree with that 100%. 100%.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But I definitely hear y'all, and let me tell you, next season we're gonna have our. And another reason why I want to get the car out next season. You know why?
What was that?
Because
You
I
could roll
feel
to a car show. Huh?
that's
Get a
one thing.
booth.
That's one thing. But I've noticed that there haven't been any CRXs
Mhm.
at none.
At all.
None.
I peeped one red one a couple of months ago. I think I showed you the picture,
Yes.
and that's it.
And that's it. I haven't seen and the ones that I see be looking like they could keep it moving.
Yeah.
Rust
Yeah.
buckets, slam to the floor. Like I just hate that. Like you don't care about the car. They don't know the capabilities of the car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
That makes
That's
sense.
the other day I was watching the Wraith. Draco, you ever seen the Wraith?
Of course.
Your car's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Dodge Conquest though.
Yeah.
No,
It's
the Wraith is a
Dodge Daytona.
Daytona, which pretty much is the same thing, the same electrical, the same sound system, almost the same chassis.
I was watching it the other day and I was just like, you know, the more I start to think about a lot, like there was a couple cars of that era that looked like yours, right? So you had the what you have? You have the Conquest.
Yeah.
Right?
The Porsche.
Yes, 944.
Forgot which one, the 944?
Yeah, 944.
So.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Matter of fact, for all the comic book nerds, Cliff Jumper was originally a 944, and then they changed it to a Conquest.
A Conquest.
Damn.
See, so you understand that because your car is older, the representation has to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be on point, 100%.
You can't just come out looking any old kind of way because you're gonna get.
You're right.
Oh no, this is not the. You got to come out looking right, and that's another thing we're having. My CRX, the Type R is yes, the Type R is already like I'm here.
You know what? I think just even seeing those cars like the CRX, the Conquest, you're right. Not in smoke condition, but just like
clean.
Just clean. Give me clean. Keep the rust to a minimum. Just seeing those like that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah,
100%.
7M body.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you see a M, was it MK3?
Yeah,
Supra clean. You falling in love.
No, 100%.
My God. Look at this.
100%.
That's the one with the double deck spoiler, right?
That's the one with the flip up headlights.
I like that one.
See, this
hot.
This is why I say, man, at the end of the day, it has to be a perfect representation. I cannot fall short.
100%.
And I don't want to start, get sidetracked, get the body done, and I can't touch it for 3 months. Like,
I hear you.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you make sense with that, 100%.
So it's like when it comes, like when it comes to building the Type R, I can add a part and keep it moving, even though I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm doing the full exhaust, down pipe, front mount, titanium charge pipe, and everything at once with the Honda and the intake. That's first. Boom. Because that's gonna put me at like, I want to say 385 to the wheels, maybe 400.
You're gonna be over there.
All right.
And at that point, we're gonna make it moving. Yo, Draco, you know what it is. We're gonna continue on as usual though. For this being Draco's first time calling, right?
Let's go.
We got a little, because I didn't know you was gonna call, but now that you called, you got a couple questions you got to answer. You ready for this?
Sure.
Drop the clutch and hit the gas.
All right.
Shifting gears. We ask, you answer. The faster, the better. Gear up. Only on Rally Radio.
All right, Draco. We're gonna give you 5 questions, and I need you to answer these questions really fast. Okay?
Got it.
Porsche, Lamborghini,
Lambo.
RB, 2J.
2J.
Okay.
Ooh, you went with that one fast.
Yeah.
Hellcat, Mustang, GT500. Hellcat.
Ooh, okay.
Royal Purple, Mobile 1.
Mobile 1.
5th gear doing 40 miles an hour, or 3rd gear doing 80, or 3rd gear doing 60. My bad, 60, 70.
3rd gear.
My man. That means
shifting gears. We ask,
Let's go. That was good. Let's go.
Gear up.
Let's go.
Only
That
on
was hot.
Rally Radio.
I like that because I'm gonna tell you, there's times I'm doing 50 in 5th gear, and I'm not gonna go any faster, but I do need the high rev. Like woo woo, I'll drop back to 4th, 3rd, just have that power on tap. I thought I was the only one.
No, you're right.
Yo, Draco, we appreciate you for tuning in 100%. And calling in, and appreciate your insight on doing older project cars. I really appreciate
that's
it.
Definitely cool, though. 100%.
Thank you for calling in, man. We're gonna jump in with the rest of the show, and you know where to find us, man. And you know we about to hit the streets again soon. We looking for you.
100%.
Got you.
Let's go.
Thanks for letting me in.
Appreciate it, man. Definitely.
All right, later.
All right, peace. My man Draco. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. You know how we get down, man.
Factory. Didn't
want to jump too crazy into that, but with that being said, man, it's definitely one of those kind of things where we got to talk about these things.
Absolutely.
You know, the project is everything.
Yeah.
and you be shocked what else stands in your way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
The project
100%,
is everything. Shout to everybody who's tuned in, paying attention. My guy Aaron tuned in too. Shout to Aaron.
Let's
I
go.
appreciate that. With that being said, man, our next mode that we're gonna be talking about here today is what is your top 10 JDM engines? We getting into it early.
It's Tech Talk with Pop the Bearded One and S.I. Shaw.
And one of the reasons we really gonna be bringing this up, what is your top 10 JDM engines? And the reason we bringing this up, because somebody put a post up and I took it disrespectful.
Oh,
They was like, yo, these are the top JDM engines. And it's like, where's the B18? Where's the B16? Where's the K? Where's it? I mean, come on. Come on.
hold on, wait. So those wasn't in the list?
No, wasn't in the
Oh,
list.
Snap.
So now we talking about it. Y'all see the number at the bottom, 516-206-0711. And for those that's tuned in YouTube and Facebook land, y'all could drop your comments so we could put them all up there because I want to see what you guys got to say. So with that being said, we're going to set it off.
Yeah.
Number one,
Mhm.
JDM engine.
Mm-hmm.
And this is only my opinion.
Yeah.
The 2JZ GTE. I got to give it to it. I got to give it to it.
Damn, that's real, son. That's definitely one of the.
I got to say it.
That's definitely one of the champions, son. 100%.
I got to say it. Yeah,
100%.
Marlon put top 6. We going 10
Let's go.
because there's more than meets the eye on this one. But the reason I wanted to talk about the 2J, obviously we got a couple other guys. Shout to my guy Ant. I see he's in the building.
Mhm.
Marlon's in the building. S.I. Sean is
Let's
in
go.
the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I got to say this though. The 2J is definitely an engine that we will never see again.
Nah, I don't think so, son.
It's not an engine that we're going to see
Nah.
again.
You know what's so crazy? I remember when I first went to the racetrack and I was even seeing those cars racing.
Yes.
Or better, I seen a what was it? It was a Tacoma or a Tundra that had one of those in there. I was like, yo, what kind of engine is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then my uncle told me, I was like, holy crap! Like they was serious. From long as I could remember, those engines always been about it. So
Yes.
all the time, every time, anywhere, everywhere.
Telling you.
I'm telling you, that's crazy. It's crazy.
I got to
100%.
say that out of all of them, I am the most impressed with the 2JZ GTE. This is why
Mhm.
I'm going to give it the number one slot. Because I'm going to be honest, like we've been following these engines a long time.
Mhm.
And I haven't really seen one of those. I haven't seen nobody blow one of those up. I can't say I seen a guy blow one up.
I ain't gonna lie, I haven't either. Nah, I really haven't. Nah.
So it's like when you look at them, right? Let's
Talking
talk
about a
about.
piston through the block. I have never seen something like that, or the head lift, or some craziness.
I remember the biggest thing was that the 2JZ GTE
Mm.
had one of the strongest bottom ends ever. That it
Yeah.
can handle up to 900 horsepower.
That's crazy, huh?
So just to get into it a little bit and correct me if I'm wrong, because we're looking at the stats off the computer. Not that I've never driven one,
Yeah.
right? The VVTI 2JZ GTE came in the JZ 880 Super from September 1997 to July 2002. Is this the best one?
I think that is on the VVTI one, absolutely.
Shout to Zoom for Zoom. He said, I've seen the 2JZ blow up. He said, but it is number one. That's a fact. Said he's seen one. I've never seen
I
it.
never did.
I've seen dudes take them to the drag strips and they've done what they do with them. Shout to Phil, as have I. He said, so I want y'all to put y'all number ones in the listen.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
100%.
I love it. I love it. So max power, 280 horsepower. This is the handshake deal now. We're talking about. We all heard about this. That in Japan, they all had a handshake deal that they was going to list their cars at like 276 horsepower. And that's what it was. We all know it was BS. Right?
Factory.
So max torque, 338 foot-pound torque. That's also, part of the agreement. But as far as them being the stronger engine, give them some points off the motor itself. Off the engine itself.
So the engine, for instance, right? I thought it was crazy because they came with oil squirters. Not a lot of engines was coming with that.
I'll give you another one that's gonna make this list.
All right, cool.
And we'll talk about it later.
But that to me was like bananas. And then the forged bottom end those, huh? From the cranks, from the pistons, the rods, all that, son. And that's why it goes back to the conversation we had before. You think they overly built it on purpose, or they did it to get their money back? I don't know what they did with this one, but I know their goal was to decimate all, son.
Yes.
I think that was it, son. And that's what made this engine so crazy was that bottom end. The bottom end was game.
Yes. The bottom end was game. And
It
I
was game,
believe
John,
that's
huh?
what separates it.
Yeah.
I believe that's what separates it. Now,
I think they took a page out of American V8s though. They had to, son.
they had to.
Because
But
that's like some American V8 monsters, huh?
yeah,
Crazy bottom end.
They did go in line.
Come on,
It
son.
was an inline six. I mean, I feel like
That
just
is very true.
you know
It
what I'm saying?
was,
Just
yeah.
to be in line, I feel like the inline six is like bulletproof. I don't
I'm
like
telling you, it's crazy, son.
big motor, big engine. You know what I mean? But bulletproof. Shout to Marlon. He said VVTi currently makes more horsepower when tuned and currently easier to be tuned. That's actually true.
Yeah, that is true. But just the problem with that for me is just because it's easy to be tuned, don't make it better. Just imagine you get the VVT when you get the VVTi right. Now what? Now what? Now the fight changes now.
Now the fight changes.
I don't know. That's what I think about that one. It doesn't matter if it's easy to be tuned, Mr. Marlon, man.
I will say this though.
Mhm.
And as far as the availability,
Mhm.
they're starting to cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Is this because the engines are that great that they're not blowing up, or is it because now they were blowing up and now you just can't get one? Or was it that they just cost that much? Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, paying
That's a
attention.
good
You
one,
know what
son.
it is.
That's a good one.
I mean, I guess it's just availability, because you figure if the engine is that bulletproof,
Mhm.
there should be more of them.
You would think so.
Somebody's got to be hoarding like 8 of them, or maybe they don't never come out of the cars. Who knows?
You got a point. son. I got one though. That's you're gonna be like this. What?
Shout to Phil. He said it's all hype. Build on that, please, in the comments. Let's go, Phil. He said it's all hype.
Ooh, you know, Dr. Phil is on
Phil
it.
is 2Js were all over the place. Now that's the fact, but where are they now?
I don't know. Some people probably you know what's not even worth building.
That's
Just
a
keep it
fact.
regular.
Shout to Marlon, Antonio. Y'all tune in. Y'all chime in, man. Where are they? You want to know. With that being said, we're gonna jump right into number 2.
Yeah.
And I think we all know what number 2 is, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's gonna be the Nissan RB26 DETT.
That is crazy.
So we already know we was going here from the R32 to the R34. We all know that the Bout It one came with the RB26 DETT. As you said, people hoarding 8 of them in their mama basement. That's a fact. I'm not mad at them, but it does happen, right? The RB26 was a derivative of the RB25 that equipped the Skyline GTS. Often considered an engineering marvel, the RB26, much like the 2JZ, is known for its durability as well as it being purposely over-engineered.
Yeah.
There existed a gentleman's agreement that we talked about among the marquees. The CAP published outputs of 276 horsepower. And we talked about that earlier. We said that when it came to the 2J, right? But engine code is going to be RB26 DETT, inline 6, twin turbo, dual overhead cam, 24 valve, 2.6 liter, cylinder bores, 86.9, piston stroke, 73.7 millimeters, compression rate, 8.5 to 1, which is what I would consider the perfect compression to be boost, right?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. It was introduced in 1989 and had a run until 2002. We already know some of the capabilities of these RBs. We've seen them in a lot of different cars. Shout to Marlon. Marlon said they cost too much to buy and build these days, so people move on to other affordable to buy and tune engines. Shout to Phil. Also, I got the RB greater than the 2J because it did more in motorsport, not just drag racing. But then again, at that point, was Toyota really, they wasn't using this engine.
No, they really wasn't. That was the craziest part.
Not
for their real racing, they wasn't doing that.
And that's why I think it speaks volumes, because they was using the 4 GT.
What was it? The 4
4.8 GT.
Yeah, 4.8 GTE. That they used a 4-cylinder, goddamn it.
They use a 4-cylinder. Let's talk about like you said, the JGTC 500. We've seen that. That Castrol Supra does not have a super engine in it.
Doesn't have a 2J.
And I believe that speaks volumes on Toyota. Toyota said, you know what? To win these big events, to win these drag races, we're gonna pull out the 2J.
Remember, that engine's like 500 pounds though. So they said, you know what? Let the public have that. We're gonna keep this over here,
right,
and race this one.
But I will say these engines will be dueling it until the end of time.
I think so,
because they are more alike than they are different.
That's true.
You feel what I'm saying?
True.
They are alike, more like 3S GTA. They are alike, more like than
3S.
they are different.
Mhm. Yeah, that's very true, huh?
They are. They like when it comes down, both of them inline six.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Both of them twin turbo.
Yeah, but the Super Engine is slightly bigger.
Yes.
It's a 3.0.
Yes, versus this being the 2.6
yeah.
liter. Right.
Mhm, mhm.
But again, it's hard to say it's greater.
You know, I definitely did see RB spit a piston out the back though.
Oh, let's talk about that for a minute. So I don't know if any of
Definitely seen that one.
you guys follow. You remember Sport Compact Car?
Yeah.
They used to have the battle for the Sport Compacts, right? And what they would do is they used to have this thing called the gross display of horsepower. So yeah, they used to have 2 J's, and I remember they had a Supra in it. It was a red one, and that was the first time I'd ever seen a Supra really do something crazy. Because this is when they started uploading the videos to YouTube. Yeah. The magazine that came out way before that. They showed these guys. One guy had an R32, fully built RB, and shot a piece of the crank through the exhaust.
Man.
I was in awe. Like, obviously, it's done. He was wilding doing it, and he shot a piece of crank through the exhaust. So the more you started to look at them, you started to realize they not as the bottom end is probably not as strong as a 2J, but I could be wrong.
I mean, yeah, I think, like you said, I think those are gonna be battling forever, you know. But I do got a number 3 that I think is crazy.
Let's go. Number 3.
It's gonna be crazy. Toyota's 1LR GUE. Ugh. What?
1LR.
What?
GUE.
What? If y'all don't know what that is the V10 out the Lexus LFA. What? Yo, son. Hold on. I gotta say, son, that's one of the baddest engines they have ever produced, bro.
Wow, you really, you know,
I had to.
He jumped.
I had to, yo. I had
out
to.
the window.
Because we talking about greatest JDM's engines here, and this is one of them, son. We cannot forget about this one.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yo, son, fam. The joint had titanium alloy rods in it, son.
It did. It did. But I mean, like, it's like Marlon said, it is super rare.
Son, 12.1 compression ratio, son. Come on, son.
I mean, that's a lot.
Come on, son.
That's a lot.
Yo, oh man, son.
My number 4. So number 3 is I don't know jack about that number 3 because I just know what it is. Yeah. Like, I never dug into the specs because I'm like,
I had to, son, because you know, every time we heard it, like, yo, that V10 sound crazy. What is that?
He said almost like a unicorn engine. Yes,
come on,
you don't see stuff like that.
Come on, B.
So my next choice, and listen, people could agree or disagree. The 4G 63.
Oh no, that's 100% up there, son. What? What?
I gotta go with it,
son. That engine, son.
I love it.
I do too, son.
Number 4. I'm gonna go with the 4G 63T.
100%.
And the reason I'm gonna go with this is because they had their issues.
Okay.
They did, but under the hood of a lot of the most bouted Evos, most bouted Eclipses, GSXs that you probably ever seen was this.
Seriously though, absolutely.
This engine here. Go ahead. Not for nothing is to me is still one of the marvels in my opinion because it was a 2-liter.
Son, that's one of the most wildest 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engines I've ever seen. Son.
Yep.
I'm talking about from the gate, it was crazy. Though.
Yes. And another one, 300 or 280.
Yeah,
like
supposedly out the turbo 4. Are you kidding?
And it was short 2 cylinders from the other 2
This
guys.
Is what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you kidding me, son?
Definitely one, in my opinion, that it doesn't get the love that it deserves. Right?
It doesn't.
It doesn't get the love that it deserves.
100% don't.
I will say this, however, this thing powered a lot of winners.
It did.
It powered a lot of winners. It powered a lot of cars. And you've seen.
You remember when AMS was going crazy with the Evo?
Oh, yes.
Yo, son, that's when I fell in love with them joints. I was like, yo, they are destroying the quarter, son.
Yep.
I remember, they running that car clean and keeping it in a straight line, son.
Damn.
Squirrely everywhere.
Damn.
Still managed to finish the quarter, though. Yeah, I'm telling you, son. That engine is definitely one of my favorite engines of all time, son.
Let me tell you.
100%.
Definitely one of my favorites, and I know we got to speed it up because I got to get up out of here.
Absolutely.
4G is that's a fact. That's a bad engine right there. Boy.
Number 5 though for me,
Mhm.
that VR38 DETT. I'm sorry,
The VR
38 out the R35. That is one of the wildest 6 cylinders.
Mm.
What?
Mm.
This is what I'm saying. Like, we can't forget now, y'all. Like, the JDM market, they still know how to put some engines together. So it may not be the same as the 90s wildness, but they 2000 engines is serious.
That's a fact.
Come on.
And not for nothing, that one in particular.
Yo,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
the only downfall is that it never came manual. That like,
why you gotta go and spoil this, huh?
man, we talking about engines, not transmissions, right? I know.
You had to go spoil it, but you 100% right. But it's still not for nothing. Just even when the car came out, it had its problems, launch control, blah blah blah. But that engine, man, makes
Shout to
power like
Phil.
what?
That VR38 is a demon. That's a fact. That's
Son,
a
it make power like nobody business.
That's a bad boy right there.
But
That's
you know
a
what
bad
though?
boy.
I have never seen one swapped yet in something else.
I have.
A VR38
in a
what?
In a not a 240, like a 280Z
What?
Datsun. But the
crazy,
modifications
son.
was nuts.
I can only imagine, son.
Yeah, it was a black one, and it looked like damn near a plastic body. Like so much work had to be done to get.
Damn.
South of Marlon, he said that's the baddest V6 on the planet. It's not bull. He's not BS.
He might not be, son.
It's not BS.
He may not be right now, son.
Now, what's that? Number 5.
That was 5.
Number 6.
Mhm.
Number 6.
Mhm.
We gonna go with, and I can hear everybody now. They
What's
like,
that? What's that?
You can't be playing. Yo, it gotta be. We gotta get a rotary in there.
Not for nothing. I don't know. I got the 13B and the 3 rotor. I don't know, son.
Nah,
That's between those.
Well, we'll say 20B, but honorable mention to 13.
But the 13 is still serious, though.
13 is still serious, but if you had to choose, you got both of them sitting right in front of you. Which one you taking?
I mean, you again, like you said, it's like what's gonna be the purpose of this? So if I don't got no purpose, I'm just I'm doing whatever. I'm going for that 20B. That's it.
But if you have a purpose, you're gonna put the 13.
Depends on the purpose. Now I don't know.
Nah.
I ain't get that far.
If I have an RX-7, that is my dream. That right there. I want that 20B, and we're gonna go with the 20B.
The 20B out the 787 Mazda race car. What?
Now we all know the 20B, and that powered them
Oh.
to their very first championship.
And you also could have got one
out of a Cosmo.
Exactly.
A Eunice.
The Eunice.
Cosmo.
Eunice? What? I'm telling you, son. We could not put that Mazda up there. Son.
That has to go in there. That has to go in there. Now, as far as racing and you already know the heritage of Mazda itself. Their heritage, especially with that. Shout to Marlon. He said, I love 13B, but if I had a choice, give me the 344.
Damn, son.
I'm telling you, you can't knock that. So that was number 6. We're gonna go with that with number 6, right? Yeah. I know we running short on time. I gotta get out of here. Number 7. I don't care what cats say.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the B16A.
Hey, let's go.
Man, I care how you feel about that.
I got one too, though. People may be like, "Yo, blasphemy," but it's okay. It's okay.
But wait a minute.
Let's go.
The B16A, just B series in general. Because it's very hard because they all had the B18C5 or B18C was the greatest one.
Yeah.
Obviously.
100%.
Right? But a B18 is only a stroked out B16. Like it's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. Now, first off, the B16, the first time we ever seen it, the first car was the Honda Integra XSI and also the 1988 Honda CRX SIR.
Wait, they came with a B16?
Yes. And this is what I mean. And this is what I'm talking about. So we get the CRX with the single jingle, barely 95, and they get the dual overhead cam
Monster.
160 VTEC early.
Ready to race.
Now, obviously, this
Yeah.
engine, B16, the B16 was the first engine.
Mhm.
Well, one of the most powerful engines that having 10 horsepower per liter.
Damn.
The only other engine I believe to bring that down, the Ferrari.
Yeah, which Ferrari was that?
I believe it was the one in the 360 Mondina,
Mm.
and then the S2000 took it back by having the 2.4 liter at 10
but
horses per liter.
yeah, but also the McLaren though F1, that was up there for the
But-
most horsepower per liter.
Right, it was up there, but at one
I think
point,
the Type R took it though. I think Type R beat it. I might be saying it.
at
vice
one
versa.
point, the B16 started that.
Word? I didn't know that. Crazy.
10 horsepower per liter, 160 horsepower.
That's crazy.
Now we all know the torque numbers is a little low, but let's go through it a little bit.
Mhm.
1.6 liter compression, 10-2-1. So that it was high compression at that point, but for the VTEC,
Yeah.
right? It's a great car.
I know it is.
VTEC engagement, well, engine. VTEC engagement kicked in at 5,500. Now, when I had my CRX and I had a B16 in it, the engagement, everybody knows. If you don't know, then you know you got to really listen. But
Yeah.
when that VTEC hit, you hear that bang,
Yeah.
you hear that.
Mhm.
Ooh, you can't
Yeah.
beat that. But I feel like as far as great engines, these engines
Mhm.
made Honda. Not made Honda. Let me not say that in the aftermarket. Because if you didn't have a B series in your Honda, you might as well just go on about your business. You might as well. You got, I got the single overhead cam, fully turbo, sprayed, and everything. And there was a podcast I was looking at with a guy was talking about, yo, these single. Yeah, but you ain't. How reliable is that? That's it.
He said that.
He said he had the turbo with 100 shot a night. It's because you don't care about the engine. You get another one off the corner of the street because that's it. You do that, boom, boom, boom. Don't get it twisted. I have seen single overhead cams make power.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for how long?
Mm.
Well, no, shout to Miller. Nah, the Honda was not listed, and I didn't like that. He said in that article, I said, nah, the Honda was not listed.
That's crazy, son. I don't know how it wasn't listed.
I don't know. And that leads me, right? Where we at now? That's
That
number
was 6. We're on 7 now.
we on 7 now.
Yeah, I got one for 7, man.
Let's
I don't
go.
think
What you
people
got
Like
for
it,
me?
man. The 7M GTE. I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's go. First of all, people don't know it had to pause a longer stroke than the 2J.
Sheesh.
Off the rip. And this engine was definitely a torque monster. Son.
Yes.
Come on. And it was the last of the M block family that Toyota even developed, son.
Mhm.
But if they would have got the, whatever the head gasket problem right from the factory, it'd have been dynamite. It'd have been even more reliable than it actually is if you just get that situated.
Let's go.
But yo, I'm telling you, son, that I got a thing for that engine, son. 100% got a thing for that engine, son.
I hear you.
What?
I hear you.
I'm telling you, kid. People, oh man, people. I remember people say, "Yo, Fernando 201 is nothing." Excuse me, because you never seen one right.
Right. But then that's a lot. But then again, most likely those are,
Yeah, turncoat.
fair weather. Fair weather. They don't know.
Fair
what's going on. You're like, oh yeah. So that was number 7.
That was 7.
Number 8.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with another Honda engine.
Let's go.
The K series.
Yeah, he's right, son. Which K? The K24 or just the K series period?
K series period.
Let's go. That's
Because
it. That's perfect.
they respond to turbo well. These are the engines that replace the B series engines, and it's like Honda didn't skip a beat.
Nah,
it's like
son. They didn't.
And I can't front. I remember when they came out with the K series, it started to come out, and the RSX started to come out, and people was like, "Yo, I don't know if we could tune in. The engine is backwards." That's a Honda tune in the magazine. Said, "Oh, the engine's backwards." It's weird, but at the end of the day, shout to Phil. He said the K stands for King of the 4 cylinders. I'm telling you, the way this thing. First off, you get yourself an NA version. I have one. Great. Type R, right? But
Correct
do you
time.
realize that the engine in my Type R is a K20C1?
Yeah,
Turbo.
absolutely. Mhm.
So it's like they respond to turbo well, respond to boost well. Honda didn't miss a beat with this one. They actually made it better. Like you said, overdeveloped it. So I got to give it to the Honda K series engine by far. I hate to see engines like this left out because not for nothing, there's still people breaking records with it. There's still people. So do you like, just to go back to the B series for a minute? Do you realize that people were swapping B series engines and Lotus?
Yeah, son, that was spinning me, son. How about the K? How about that K series that swapped in that Porsche? You know what I'm talking about.
Come on, son. That you know why? Because at the end of the day, what's better? You got to get a 4-cylinder. What's better?
I mean, you know that 4G63 is somewhere in around.
Yeah, but
you
it's
know
boosted.
somewhere over there. Oh, well, you got a point.
It's turbo. If the non-turbo, are you impressed? You're impressed with a non-turbo Honda engine.
Now you got.
So I was really impressed with a turbo Honda engine. This is why I have to get one.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So shout to them.
What was that 8?
That was 8.
I got one for 9.
Let's
son.
go.
I
What
feel
you
like we leaving so many out because we slow on time right now. But the F20C out the S2000. Yo, F1 inspired engine development on that one, y'all. This is what I'm saying, son.
Again,
you're right. Honda, yo, you can't play with them, son.
No.
I don't think you could. Son.
240 horsepower.
Come on, son.
At 10 horsepower per liter once again. This is what I'm saying.
Crazy red line.
Crazy red line. Although I will say that a lot of people who have S2000 swap the F series engine for a K series.
Man, I don't know why though. I mean,
it said it has more to do with the power band, where the power band is.
But see, this is why, you know, I don't want to veer off a little bit though, but this is why I ask the questions like, yo, what is the car for? Like what is like? I think the purpose of the S2000 was marvelous. So you think by them swapping that K, they made the car better, like the whole overall experience better with the car?
Shout to Philly said it's cheaper. It is cheaper to fix on.
See, I understand that it's cheaper though. I'm with the cheaper part, but what are you losing in the middle of it being cheaper though?
I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting, bro. It's very. I'm gonna tell you this. There's a lot of different things. First off, even to work on, like to work. That's why a lot of times you can find those for sale, even though they expensive.
They inline though.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's inline 4. It's just I'm telling you, a lot of guys say that the power band it kicks in differently. It's in a different spot.
I believe that, but this is a different engine though. Like it's gonna respond differently.
That's true.
It's gonna do what it gotta do in a different way, son. It's an F1 inspired engine. I don't know why I would want to take that out and put the other king of 4 cylinders.
You're a little different.
I wouldn't want to do it.
But you more period and car specific. You're not gonna do it. You know what I mean?
That,
but some people will. It depends on what they're using it for. You know who did a lot of swapping? This last but not least.
What's that?
The SR20.
That SR20, son, yo. Where do we start with that one?
The SR20 DET. My first time ever running into one was, shout to my guys with the Nissans, Rich and all of them. These guys was like, yo, you never heard of an SR20? I was like, yeah, I think I have. It was like, well, check it out. So I went, looked it up. SR20 DET came in a multitude of different cars for Nissan. It came in the Bluebird version. You also had the Pulsar GTIR version, and you had a version that was inside of almost all of the rear-wheel drive cars, from S15, S14, 180SX if you was lucky. They do have they had another engine in that one as well if it wasn't turbo, but no, they did. As a matter of fact,
they ran the NA one in there too.
Yes.
Damn, son.
So I will say this, however. The SR20 DET, quite possibly one of the most underrated engines on this list, though.
Yeah, it is.
Came with a T25 turbo. If you got the Pulsar GTIR, came with the T28.
Yeah.
Making about, if you was running full boost, 250 horsepower to the wheels. Not bad at all.
Nah, not even a little bit, son.
Not bad at all. There's a lot of different setups you've seen this car on. It looked like the SR20 stopped getting its love when they had to pay the drift tax.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? KA, shout them all. Yeah, the KA, the KA series and the S15. It was a lot of dudes that was turbo in that because they didn't want to pay the SR20 drift tax. And I feel like once a certain somebody I know put a vet motor in his SR, in his Sylvia, that spelled disaster for the SR20 for whatever reason. It was like nobody cared about it anymore. So you don't really see them anymore. I can't say when the last time you seen about it SR20, but they still gonna get their love here at Rally Radio, SR20.
Yo, and not for nothing, them drones came with a Garrett turbo on it.
Yeah. A Garrett T25. Some of them came with a T28.
A GT28R.
Yeah.
Came with ball bearing jump off. Crazy.
Son, they were like, what? That's why dudes with them SRs was rocking them stock turbos. And then we not even talking about, they have an all motor version.
For real?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, son.
Oh yeah. They had the Howard Richardson said the SR20, the SR20V.
Yeah.
Which is like the VTEC version. Crazy. When you see a lot of NA setups, you'll see that car. Shout to Marlon. They still around in small numbers. Yeah, in small numbers. You don't
for real.
see.
For real. It's crazy, son. It's crazy.
Yeah, the VA motor. Yeah, telling you, man. I had experienced that little bit of time to see those things, and I was like, wow, I was impressed. Now there are some engines that didn't make the list to me, but did get the honorable mention.
I got one honorable mention over here.
Yeah.
The V R30 DDTT out the
From
400 Red Sports, son.
That's another.
You know, them joints got running 2 Garrett turbos on there too.
Right. And you also have the EJ20.
Oh yeah, yes.
You didn't mention
22.
that.
What about the 22?
You did right. 22B. We didn't mention those. But they do get honorable mentions. I just feel like, you know what? Honda does not get enough respect.
Nah, I don't know why.
For the things that they've done. I feel like
I don't know why, man. It's confusing to me.
Nah, I know why, because a lot of times you get the Honda hate. That's what I call it, the Honda hate. But does Honda get the respect it deserves in engine building?
Absolutely not. I don't think it do.
I don't think they do.
I don't see why it doesn't. Maybe I have to look more into it, but they deserve all the love. They deserve love, huh? 100%. 100%.
They do. Shout them all in the SR20 VVL motor. Nice. NA motor. If you've ever seen one perform, I was shocked. Like, wow, this thing is fast. But they got them out there. So with that being said, man, that's gonna be our list of top 10 JDM.
Fire, let's go.
We're gonna get into American next time. That's gonna be interesting. And I will say this: if we miss one, correct us.
100%.
If we miss one, let us know. Drop it in the comments, man. Put something behind it. But with that being said, man, we are here. We have reached the end of the show. You know where we at right now. We're gonna jump right in. We got the Legends of Auto coming up. Here we go. Legends of Auto, y'all.
Let's go.
Gotta end it a little early today. Yeah. Got another thing I gotta get to immediately. So with that being said,
Legends of Auto. Real legends never die.
So this Legends of Auto today is gonna be a little bit different for y'all, man. So today is gonna be the Legends of Autos of cars that came manual that we probably didn't really know.
Right.
So this one's gonna be pretty interesting. So the first one I got 1988 to 1991 BMW 735i. Oh
wow.
Came with the manuals, huh?
Didn't know that.
This is when BMW was like, they claimed they was going after like the hardcore car enthusiasts. This is when they were developing cars like this, right? I know, I think that one's pretty crazy. I personally never seen one. I never seen a 735i with a clutch in it.
Never.
Not one time.
Never.
Not once. Another crazy one. Y'all may disagree. The 2011 to 2013 Buick Regal.
Came manual?
Came with a manual, son. What?
Wow.
I'm telling you, son, that's another crazy one right there. Another crazy one, which I probably ain't realized this. Maybe a couple of y'all old heads out there, maybe, right? 1984 to 1990 Dodge Plymouth Voyager.
Oh, yeah, I seen those manuals.
For real?
Nah,
I've never seen that, son. Never seen that.
I've seen those, man. Those are actually crazy. I've seen those manuals.
Last one right here. Let me know if you ever seen this one. Put that down in the comments too. 2005 to 2006 Jaguar X-Type Sport Wagon.
I never know.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Came with the manuals, huh?
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Come on, yeah.
Man, I know all that.
I'm saying, so these are some some legends that like, yo, hold on, they came with a manual in it.
It's a fact.
It was a period about driving. Yeah, it was.
You know what I say, man. At the end of the day, you can't. I feel like you can't call yourself a true like enthusiast and you don't drive manual.
Yeah.
Even if you race and your car is the dual clutch, I get it. If you race, like I get it. But there's no way you can't like go in the garage and get a manual.
I don't know. Like, I feel the same way with that because again, man, like when you drive, man, you at a point in time you was really chasing the thrill of it, though.
Yeah,
the experience of it, the engagement of it.
Yeah. So
I'm with that too, man. Like,
gotta definitely have a manual in your garage. With that being said,
let's go.
We get down.
Legends of Auto. Real legends never die.
Let's go.
All right, we have reached the end of the show. Y'all know how we get down, man. We had to skip a couple things because we just wanted to get into a little bit of car talk. I feel like it's a lot of disrespect going on out there. You know what I mean? It's time for cats to understand. Listen, we're not just sitting here like, you know, hold up, man. Like, you know, we get a couple. I talk to guys in the street and it's like, you got to understand something. I'm not just talking over, oh, you know, something I seen on the way here. Like, nah. Been looking at these cars for a little while now. I've been looking at autos for a little while now.
Absolutely, 100%.
Don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff I forgot more than some of these cats now, and that's why I may forget an engine code. I may, but I know what I'm talking. Like,
100%.
But it does happen. So with that being said, man, it's been one heck of a show.
Absolutely.
We're gonna come back next week with a different type of show, different flavor. You know how we get down. We're definitely gonna be recording some things because the Type R is getting work, and I know cats are like, yo, CRX, trust me.
Yeah.
I'm using dumbbells on both arms. They
go.
both getting some work.
Let's go.
You feel what I'm saying? So you got any shout outs you want to give, kid?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to everybody who's rocking with us, son. Absolutely. We appreciate that. Don't forget to tell a friend, tell a cousin, uncle, aunt, all that.
That's
do
a
that
fact.
right there. Because Rally Radio, the podcast, we are here, baby. Let's do it.
That's a fact. I want to say a shout out to Draco. Shout out to Draco for calling and shout out to Marlon. Shout out to
100%.
everybody who tuned in. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with us. Y'all know how we get down. Shout out to Dolph Spalding.
Let's go.
Shout out to everybody who's getting in with us, man. You know we about to get out into the street too before it gets super duper cold because it seems like it's coming.
Yeah.
And bad weather's on its way. But with that being said, until next week, we all fixing these cars. We making it happen. And until then, we out.
Drop the clutch, hit the gas. Rally Radio, where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio. Where the world of hip hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to plane. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tunes. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, S.I. Sean, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the